fighter jet, the KF-21.
KF-21. KF-21 fighter jet.
국민 여러분께 다짐합니다.
Imagine a fighter jet so advanced, it not only levels the playing field against the world's best, but also shakes up the balance of power in one of the most volatile regions on Earth. South Korea has just made that leap. After years of relentless development and billions of dollars invested, the KF-21 Boramae, South Korea's very own stealth fighter, is finally ready. And make no mistake, this isn't just another aircraft. It's a bold statement that South Korea is stepping into the future of aerial warfare, fully on its own terms. Nicknamed Boramae, meaning young hawk in Korean, the KF-21 is more than a symbol of national pride. It's a game changer. With cutting-edge stealth capabilities, blistering speed, and next-gen avionics, this jet positions South Korea as a serious contender among the world's top military tech developers. For a country sandwiched between major military powers like China, Russia, and North Korea, the KF-21 marks a turning point. But this story isn't just about military might. It's about ambition, innovation, and a nation's determination to secure its future. In this video, we'll dive deep into what makes the KF-21 such a breakthrough, how it was developed against all odds, and why it's sending shockwaves across the global defense industry. Stick with us, because by the end of this, you'll see why South Korea's stealth fighter isn't just ready. It's here to change everything. The KF-21 Boramae isn't just another fighter jet. It's a finely tuned machine built to dominate modern air combat. Designed with sleek angular lines to reduce its radar signature, the KF-21 offers stealth capabilities that bring it closer to fifth-generation fighters like the F-35. Although technically it's classified as a 4.5 generation aircraft. Still, make no mistake, this jet punches well above its weight. Starting with its design, the KF-21 features twin engines, a sharp nose profile, and internal weapons bays planned for future versions, all of which give it a stealthy, predatory look. The current versions use external weapon mounts, but South Korean engineers are already developing upgrades that will tuck weapons inside to enhance its stealth performance. It's a smart, evolutionary approach that allows South Korea to field the jet quickly, while still working toward full fifth-gen standards. Under the hood, the Boramea is powered by two General Electric F414 engines, the same powerhouse used in the FA-18 Super Hornet, giving it a maximum speed of Mach 1.81. It has a combat range of around 1,450 kilometers, about 900 miles, enough to patrol the tense waters of East Asia or respond rapidly to regional threats. The KF-21 is also loaded with advanced avionics, an AESA radar system for superior tracking and targeting, an infrared search and track IRST system, and state-of-the-art electronic warfare suites. Plus, it's designed with open architecture software, allowing easy upgrades and customization, a huge advantage in keeping the jet competitive for decades. In terms of weapons, the Boramea is capable of carrying a wide range of air-to-air missiles, air-to-ground missiles, and even future standoff weapons. Notably, South Korea is developing its own homegrown missiles to pair with the KF-21, reducing reliance on foreign suppliers and strengthening national security. From nose to tail, every inch of the KF-21 speaks to South Korea's vision, a versatile, deadly fighter jet that can hold its own against anything flying today and tomorrow. The road to the KF-21 Boramae wasn't easy. In fact, it's one of the most ambitious military projects South Korea has ever undertaken. The dream started back in the early 2000s, when South Korea realized it needed a next-generation fighter to replace its aging fleet of F-4 Phantoms and F-5 Tigers. Rather than buying another foreign aircraft, South Korea made a bold decision: build its own. The project, originally known as KFX, faced major hurdles right from the start. There were issues with technology sharing, especially when some key allies hesitated to transfer sensitive tech like advanced radar and stealth coatings. Undeterred, South Korea ramped up its domestic research and development programs, investing heavily in aerospace companies like Korea Aerospace Industries, KAI, and forming crucial partnerships with global players like Lockheed Martin for advice and support. One of the biggest milestones came in 2015, when Indonesia agreed to join the project as a development partner, committing to fund about 20% of the program in exchange for technology transfers and future production rights. Despite later financial tensions with Indonesia, the collaboration helped keep the project alive and moving forward. Before we continue with the video, I want to ask for your help. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subs by the end of the summer, so I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe and help me out. Okay, let's continue. By 2021, the first prototype of the KF-21 was rolled out in a proud ceremony attended by South Korean President Moon Jae-in. Just a year later, in 2022, the jet made its maiden flight, showing off its capabilities and proving skeptics wrong. Engineers have since conducted dozens of test flights to refine the aircraft's systems and ensure it meets operational standards. Throughout the journey, the KF-21 project has become a symbol of South Korea's resilience and determination to stand on its own in defense manufacturing. It showcases the country's growing confidence, not just as a buyer of technology, but as a full-fledged creator of it. The success of the KF-21 also fuels broader ambitions. South Korea now has its eyes set on developing a sixth-generation fighter in the coming decades, aiming to stay ahead in the fiercely competitive global aerospace industry. Now that the KF-21 Boramae has proven itself in testing, South Korea is wasting no time moving into full production. In December 2023, the South Korean government officially signed contracts for the first batch of production aircraft, a major milestone that transforms the KF-21 from a prototype into an operational fighter. The plan is ambitious. By 2032, South Korea aims to deploy at least 120 KF-21 fighters across its Air Force squadrons, replacing aging fleets and boosting overall air power. Initial production will focus on the Block 1 version, which is equipped with air-to-air capabilities to ensure South Korea can defend its skies effectively. Future production blocks will expand the jet's missions to include ground attack, electronic warfare, and possibly even drone control operations. To keep up with demand, Korea Aerospace Industries, KAI, is ramping up its production facilities. Specialized manufacturing lines, many outfitted with the latest robotic assembly technologies, will ensure high-quality output while keeping costs under control. Impressively, South Korea plans to keep a large portion of the production domestic, including avionics, weapons, and even future engine upgrades. Deployment will first prioritize high-risk areas, especially near the heavily fortified border with North Korea, and strategic air bases facing maritime threats from China. The KF-21 will integrate seamlessly into South Korea's existing defense network, working alongside American-made F-35s and indigenous platforms like the F-A-50 light fighter. Beyond domestic use, South Korea is also eyeing international markets. Countries in Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and even South America have already shown interest in purchasing the KF-21. If successful, exports could make the Boramae a major player globally, further cementing South Korea's position as a rising powerhouse in military aviation. The KF-21 Boramae isn't just a win for South Korea's military, it's a strategic earthquake for the entire region. In Northeast Asia, where tensions between major powers are constantly simmering, South Korea's new stealth fighter sends a clear message. It's ready to defend itself, and it's ready to lead. First, let's talk about the regional impact. South Korea sits in a tough neighborhood, bordered by North Korea's unpredictable regime, China's growing assertiveness, and Russia's military influence. By fielding the KF-21, South Korea boosts its ability to conduct independent operations without always relying on American support. The Boramae strengthens air defense, increases deterrence against North Korean aggression, and ensures that South Korea remains a critical player in maintaining stability across East Asia. Next, the global picture. The KF-21 is attracting serious interest from countries looking for advanced but affordable fighter jets. Nations that can't afford top-end stealth fighters like the F-35 are finding the KF-21 a very attractive alternative. Reports suggest that Indonesia, the Philippines, and several Middle Eastern nations are watching the program closely with potential export deals worth billions of dollars on the horizon. If South Korea manages to break into the global fighter jet market, it could shake up a space long dominated by US, Russian, and European manufacturers. More importantly, it would give smaller countries new options for modernizing their air forces without getting entangled in great power politics. Additionally, the KF-21 project is supercharging South Korea's aerospace industry as a whole. It's creating thousands of high-tech jobs, fostering innovation, and setting the stage for future projects like drones, satellites, and even next-generation fighters. In short, the KF-21 isn't just a military asset. It's a major soft power tool, a job creator, and a symbol of South Korea's rising global stature. The KF-21 Boramae is more than just a fighter jet. It's a turning point. It marks South Korea's transformation from a buyer of military technology to a full-fledged builder of it. In just a few short years, South Korea has risen to stand shoulder to shoulder with the world's top aerospace powers, showing that innovation, determination, and strategic vision can change a nation's destiny. As the KF-21 enters full production and begins deployment, it will not only secure South Korea's skies, but also pave the way for a thriving defense export industry. Even more exciting, the success of the Boramae sets the foundation for even bigger dreams: a homegrown sixth-generation fighter, new generations of drones, and advanced space technology. South Korea's aerospace ambitions are just taking off, and the world is watching closely. If you found this story of innovation and perseverance inspiring, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. Hit the bell icon so you don't miss our upcoming deep dives into the future of military technology. Trust us, the next chapter is just beginning, and you won't want to miss it.